With Governor Romney's announcement yesterday, the election spotlight is now squarely focused on Congressman Paul Ryan. One person who knows all about that kind of intense scrutiny is Sarah Palin, John McCain's vice presidential pick back in 2008. The former Alaska governor joins us now live from Arizona. Governor, great to see you today.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to get to speak with you.
All right, let's talk about Paul Ryan. What do you make of the pick, and what do you think it'll do for the overall ticket?
Oh, I'm excited that now we have a team of Romney-Ryan that will certainly offer an alternative to the vision that Barack Obama and Joe Biden have for America, where the Obama ticket believes that growing government and taking away personal freedoms and the corresponding responsibility that comes with our freedoms, taking that away from Americans, and this conflict of vision that we'll see on the other side is a sound and secure vision for America that understands the free market, that understands what it takes to get the economy roaring back to
conservatives, maybe others who had not been completely sold on the idea of Mitt Romney?
Well, I think a lot of maybe Tea Party patriots have understood wisely that they've had no choice. Of course they're going to go with anybody but Obama. And now, yes, I believe that there will be a strengthening, more enthusiasm, because this ticket represents this message that this campaign is about the economy. And with Paul Ryan, who's known for his conscientious concern for our budget and for getting America out of debt, this makes it tougher for Obama to do his continual distracting and dividing and pivoting off the economy, because this ticket represents this campaign is about the economy.
So on a personal note, what is life going to be like now for Paul Ryan and for his family now that he's been thrust into this national spotlight as you were 4 years ago?
Yeah, and as I was thrust into this, going from Wasilla to the international stage with about 4 days preparation, I believe that Paul Ryan will certainly be scrutinized. He'll be vetted, but there's a lot of us who will have his back. And we will call out the media for their lies, for their distortions, as they try to thrash his reputation and his record. I felt, Shannon, that when I was thrust into that spotlight, didn't have a whole lot of people in the McCain campaign who had my back and would correct the media, because they had a lot of friends in the media and they wanted jobs with the media afterwards. They didn't really defend what I really stood for.
What do you think Governor Romney needs to say? How do you think he needs to coalesce his message and communicate with voters out there, and especially independents and undecideds?
Oh, it's all about the independents, Shannon. That, we don't have to just keep on preaching to the choir there of the hardcore base of fiscal conservatives within the Republican Party. We got him. Romney's got him. We've got to reach the independents and let them know that there is an alternative to Obama's failed policies, and that what Romney and Ryan will represent and what they will live out is this idea that they're out to help solve America's problems, our economic problems. Thomas Sowell had said once that the problem with politicians is that they don't worry about other people's problems. They're not out to solve our problems, they're out to solve their own. And in Barack Obama's case, his problem is how in the world can he get reelected with these dismal numbers that he has helped make even worse when it comes to the economy, joblessness, mortgages that are underwater, more and more people on food stamps, just taking away the entrepreneurial spirit of America. So what Thomas Sowell was saying is, let's find politicians who truly are out to solve problems. Now, Paul Ryan has proven that he wants to solve problems. He doesn't just throw stones. He actually proposes solutions and alternatives to those failed policies from the far left.
All right, we promised you some viewer questions, and boy, did they flood in. We're going to have those right after this break. Folks want to know a lot from you about your future plans, what you think about certain aspects of the Ryan House budget plan, and just about you personally, what you've been up to. So, viewer questions, Governor, if you'll stick around right after this break. Live now to Phoenix, Arizona, where Governor Sarah Palin, who lived through this 4 years ago, is answering questions now. The viewers love to ask. When we sent out the tweet call, they came pouring in. So I want to start with the first one, very relevant now. Can you give any insight onto the Biden-Ryan debate? He's going to debate the same gentleman you debated. How do you prep? How do you get ready?
Well, unlike what we had focused on in our preparation for the debate, and that was national security issues and the war there in Iraq at the time, I think that Paul Ryan's preparation just inherently is already there because the debate this time will focus on the economy, and Paul Ryan and his proposals for how to live within our means and cut the budget necessarily. He'll have already done all his homework. He'll have already known what many of the solutions are, so he'll be very well prepared just based on his background in Congress over all these years.
He has been fighting that battle. Okay, our next question comes to us from Samuel Rodriguez. Would Sarah Palin consider a cabinet position if asked?
Well, I think that is a hypothetical that is so far-fetched that I haven't spent any time thinking about such a thing. What I would like to continue to do, though, is help reach out to independent Americans. We have to remember that the vast majority of Americans, they're not registered in either private political party, the Democrat or the Republican Party. They're independents, and they need to know that there is an alternative to the failed CEO that is presently occupying the White House. And I want to reach out to independents, especially in these last few months of this campaign, and let them know that living within our means and shrinking government so the private sector can grow and thrive again will be a mission of mine.
And by the way, I have to tell you that the majority of tweets that were about the cabinet came down to two places. Either they want you to be Energy Secretary or the Attorney General. So those are the options that the Twitterverse is offering you. Our next question comes from Larry. He says, how would you defend, and we should say would you, defend Ryan's plans when it comes to Medicare?
Well, Ryan's plan to live within our means and allow more free choices for when it comes to health care and health care coverage has been so distorted by the lamestream media. It's quite unfair and quite unfortunate. As Paul Ryan has continually explained, though his explanation does get ignored by the media, is his changes that he proposes to Medicare do not affect those who are 55 and older today. And the changes that he proposes are some common sense austerity measures that are the only way, if they're implemented, they're only way to save Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security, our other safety nets for many Americans who will rely on them. We have to do things differently. We cannot keep repeating the same mistakes in the past, and what the mistakes have been in the past that have been perpetuated by President Obama and his leftist friends in Congress have been just spending more money, not even have a budget or a blueprint to get us back on the right track, not even telling Americans what is the plan to allow us to live within our means. So Paul Ryan's solutions, his proposals, they're common sense and they're based on necessity.
All right, our next question is about endorsing. It says, will you give your wholehearted support to Romney and Ryan, and would you go out and stump for them? That comes to us from Sunny.
Oh, 100% in support. I'm all in for Romney and Ryan. You know what, I think, Shannon, it's important that people remember that this is a time, though, for maybe some new voices, new faces, new energy out there to really engage with the base and with independents. And my mission has been to help and not to hurt. And sometimes to help means you do step back, you step away, and independently work for that enthusiasm that's needed for people to show up at the polls in November and elect a new president, and allow, in the meantime, some more, I guess, conventional measures in a campaign based on other people's voices being heard.
All right, and we got several along this line. This one says, please ask Governor Palin, how's Trig? May God bless you all. That's from Malcutta.
Oh, thank you so much for asking. Makes me cry just thinking about my little boy who's just a few miles away from me right now. He's awesome. He's 4 years old and just smart as a whip and beautiful and precious, the highlight of our lives. And thank you so much for asking. That just made my day.
Well, it sounds like he is doing well. Governor, thank you so much. As we await now the next Romney-Ryan Live event, it's been nice to have your insights and give us a little bit of a picture of what the Ryan family is probably going through now and what he's facing ahead. Governor, thank you so much. Always good to see you.
Hey, thank you. If there are prayer warriors out there, pray for the Ryan family, Romneys too, because they will be under attack, and may they have that same prayer shield that we have had that allow us to keep going and allow us to live this mantra, and that is, may we always be happy, and may our enemies know it.
Well, the political campaign is a tough place to be. Governor, thank you.
Thank you.